Hey everyone, Kevin here. I have some updates for you on the stimulus package and stimulus checks. The IRS just released something brand new, so I'll be talking about that. I'll also touch on the PPP and the EIDL, as well as some common questions that I've been getting in my Discord group, which you could join as well. A lot of people are asking questions about the stimulus there, and I'm trying to answer as many of those as I can in videos like this. But let's get into what the IRS just announced. Let's talk a little bit about the PPP, the EIDL, and some other questions. All right, here we go. This is hot off the press as of the last 10 minutes here. If you have a valid social security number, you have not been claimed as a dependent on anybody's taxes, and you have an adjusted gross income under $24,400 for married couples and under $12,200 for individuals, and you have not filed your 2018 or 19 tax return and you don't plan to, you can now enter your payment information on this IRS website. I'll put a link to this. I recommend you put your information in this as soon as practically possible if you do not plan on filing your 2018 and 19 taxes. Obviously, if you filed your taxes, I don't think you should use this because it'll probably just cause issues for you. But let's actually take a look at this and pop through and see what it says. Free file. If you don't usually file a tax return, submit your information here to get your economic impact payment. Do not continue. If you receive Social Security or these other benefits, the IRS will automatically send you your payment. If you've already filed your 2019 tax return, your 2019 gross income exceeded the limits I had already mentioned, you were married at the end of 2019 and you're not submitting information together, and if you're not a US citizen. So if you qualify, you can get started here. It looks like you create an account and then you'll be able to put your banking information on here. Now for everybody else, unfortunately, this means that we're going to have to wait until the IRS releases their new portal for everybody else to be able to submit their banking information. If you have not yet filed your 2019 tax return and you want to do that, watch the video I'm linking down below so you can file your taxes as soon as possible. Put your banking information on there. Open a bank account if you need to. You can do that at M1 Finance. Another link for that down below. Just make this really easy for the IRS to get your payment to you. But now let's actually talk about the current schedule for payments. So starting on April 9th, which was yesterday, the IRS started processing electronic payments. But this usually takes a while and it sort of happens in batches at the banks. So the expectation is you should see if you filed your 2018 and 19 tax return and they have your direct deposit information, or you're on Social Security and they have your direct deposit information, you should start seeing these deposits show up in your bank account by April 13th or 14th, which is in about 3 or 4 days, so Monday or Tuesday. On April 24th, the IRS is going to start issuing paper checks, and the plan is to send paper checks to the people with the lowest income first. So people who earned less than $10,000 are apparently getting their paper checks first if you do not have your direct deposit in. So that means you should probably expect a paper check if you made less than $10,000 somewhere by the end of the month. But if you made less than $10,000, you should use that portal the IRS just announced. It looks like on May 1st, the IRS is going to send paper checks to folks making between $10,000 to $20,000. May 8th, they'll start sending checks to people making $20,000 to $30,000. And then between May and September, they're going to kind of continue ratcheting it up and printing these paper checks. So it's quite possible there are going to be people who don't get their checks until August if you filed your taxes, but you're expecting a paper check. So do whatever you can to get your information, your banking information submitted online. Again, easiest way, file your 2019 taxes, make a bank account if you don't have one. Watch those videos down below to walk you through that. Although I will reiterate, the IRS said there is going to be a portal by the end of this month. We'll see. That allows us to put our direct deposit information in so that hopefully all of us who would otherwise be getting paper checks between May and September can put our banking information in on the IRS portal, and then we don't have to wait as long. I can process a lot faster and automatically. Now let's talk a little bit about the PPP. Chase and this website you could go to called veeam.com both seem so far to be pretty efficient in processing the PPP. I found actually that Chase, if you have a business account with them, they're really fast. Wells Fargo also just increased their cap for applying. Now, just to give you an update on the PPP is for everybody who's an independent contractor, has a small business, you're a 1099 employee, and you need help making up the sort of monthly income that you've now lost. I'll link another video for the PPP in detail down below, but a few quick notes, sort of a quick overview. These are no collateral loans, no personal guarantee. They're forgivable. They're designed to help you afford up to 8 weeks worth of payroll and some other business expenses. They divide it out 75% for payroll and 25% for other business expenses. But again, watch that PPP video down below because I go really deep into that. And right now I want to focus mostly on the updates. So if you are a small business, make sure you're taking advantage of applying for the PPP, but do so as soon as possible. Today is also the day that 1099 contractors and self-employed people can start applying for the PPP. It used to be that you had to be an S corporation, an LLC, or some sort of business with employees to apply. Now, the floodgates have opened. Everybody can apply. So if you have not yet applied, I highly encourage you apply for this forgivable loan, which yes, it is forgivable, but again, watch that video down below and I'll go into the details of forgiveness so that you can feel a bit more comfortable there and kind of review information related to that. As far as the EIDL, I don't think anybody has heard anything from the SBA regarding their actual EIDL grants. That was supposed to be the $10,000 within 3 business days of applying. Obviously, this has now been adjusted. The SBA has added this overlay due to high demand, saying that they're only going to issue $1,000 per employee. My guess is they're tying this to people's social security numbers to prevent people from getting multiple. But if you have not yet applied for that EIDL, and at the very least you want your opportunity to get your $1,000, or if you and your spouse apply your $2,000, whatever, you may as well go to that link. I'll put a link for this down below. I'll put a video down below for the EIDL as well. Apply, because apparently already over 4 million people have applied for the EIDL. So yeah. So here's some commonly asked questions that are coming up in my Discord channel. How can the SBA get away with changing the rules? The problem is when Congress passes a bill, there's a lot that's up for interpretation. There are clauses that say things like the SBA may give up to $10,000. And then some argue, well, may is different from shall give up to $10,000. So, you know, verbiage and law and stuff, it sucks. It's always debated. It's stuff that's going to be debated for a while. For right now, we just kind of have to suck it up and live with the fact that the SBA is probably sticking us with $1,000 max for the EIDL grant per employee. Other folks have been asking, what if you don't actually have like a specific business account? You've just had your business income and sort of your business expenses go out of your personal account. Well, first of all, you should make a separate account and change that. But, you know, don't worry. I don't think the banks here are trying to screw anybody. The big thing is you just have to be able to show that in 2019, look, here's the pay I got. Here's what my pay is now. It's less. I need help. And by showing what your pay is, you should be able to show that difference. Talk to your lenders, get that application process started. And then generally, I've already gotten calls from Chase trying to inquire about this process. They're actually calling people back and willing to help walk you through this. So if you're on the sidelines right now thinking, should I apply? Should I apply? Yes, apply. As we say, even the SBA says this with the $10,000, well, $1,000 grant. They say, when in doubt, apply. Also, this is a good one. A lot of folks are mentioning that the direct deposit information they put on their tax returns is actually the direct deposit information for like H&R Block or something like that. And yeah, this is going to add a little bit of a delay because there's this possibility that your stimulus check's going to go to H&R Block and then they have to send it to you. So if your stimulus check doesn't arrive exactly on time, it might be because of that. So check your tax return, pull it up in your email or whatever, and look to see whose banking information is on that 1040. Remember, you're generally looking for that form 1040. Kabbage appears to be another good lender here for the PPP. And remember, if you're ever asked on any of these applications, because this came up a few times, how many employees do you have? Remember, you are an employee. So if you do the EIDL application and you said, oh, I have 0 employees, you're probably not gonna hear anything. I mean, not that anybody's heard anything anyway, but remember, if you're applying for something as a self-employed person, as a 1099 contractor, as an Uber driver, you are your own business. So, meet Kevin, my business. It has at least 1 employee, and that's Kevin Paffrath, Kevin, right? And even if it was the business of Kevin Paffrath, well, how many employees does it have? 1. The human, Kevin Paffrath, right? You are your own employee, so make sure you're putting in at least 1, because if you put 0, because you don't think, well, I don't pay anybody but myself, that's a problem. 1. All right, everybody, that's the update I have for you. If I get more information, I'll definitely share it with you as soon as possible. Let me know if you have any questions. Best way to ask questions is go to the link down below for Discord, join that Discord, post your questions there, and that way I can also answer the questions in videos like this. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button. Check out the courses down below. Get your quote for life insurance. Get your 2 free stocks with Webull, and we'll see you next time.